song tonight. We're not doing a theme song tonight, but hey, folks, welcome to Canucks with Guitars. I'm Ben. Richie isn't available, so we got Terry himself, the ambassador of YouTube, as co-host tonight. And yes, he's a Canuck, and yes, he has guitars. And I just got a notification, so we are live, apparently.
Okay.
Nice. So, how you been, buddy?
Not too bad. And yourself?
Oh, can't complain. You know, we had the holiday yesterday. The kids were out getting themselves all kinds of sugary treats. And, you know, as far as I could tell, everybody was good and safe out there, which was really nice. And, yeah, you know, we did the subscriber hangout. Maybe that's why, you know, folks, if you're returning to the channel, you might recognize Terry. He was on Sunday with us as part of the subscriber hangout. But Terry's more than a subscriber. He's one of our alternates on the team, as we can say.
Yeah, and just recently I offered to Ben, I said, you know, it's the whole Canadian theme. I said, you know, I already do Lance's show. And I said, I usually have free time that I can jump on with.
Yeah.
Jump on with whoever, whenever.
Exactly. You know, and we're all a great community here, and I love it. So let's see, who do we got in the chat? We've got Absolute Mayhem saying first. Awesome. Good to see you, buddy. We have Jeff Ripplinger. We have Earl Painter. Hey, Earl, good to see you. We've got JJ's House of Jams. Brother JJ, love you. We got Soda Pop. We've got Rick Hefner. We've got Scott Nickerson all the way tuning in from Edmonton. Let's see here. We've got Lando 27 Music from the nation's capital. Good to see you. We've got Ed Dana. We've got Pete Hickson tuning in from down under. And he isn't late, Terry. Pete's not late. He might be a few seconds.
Oh.
We got Michael B. We've got Brian Cote. We got Bobby Clipper. We got Arvon Gaunt. All the Canucks are jumping in tonight. Love it. Love it. Awesome stuff.
4 Crystal Pepsis.
Already? Yay. Wow. 4 Crystal Pepsis. Thanks, guys.
I know Shane would be happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, he would want 4 Pepsi Maxes.
Pepsi Maxes. My bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Hello to everyone. And again, I hope everyone has had a great week. I, again, hope everyone especially had a great and fun Halloween last night. I know myself, it was actually the highlight of my day because of I had a cute little 2-year-old boy show up with his mother, and it was like, aww. So I gave him like 2 extra candies. And then I had these 2 other girls show up with a beagle. And I was like, okay, so I'm looking down, and then when the beagle came in front of me more, I'm like noticing he had a little skeleton outfit on.
Oh, awesome.
I was like laughing. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So just out to them.
Nice. Well, we got more people jumping in, Terry. We got 34 people watching already. We got Pooh Ninja in the house. We got Zach Thong from just up the road. We got John Parson. Good to see you, brother. Showman Blues. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Awesome. All kinds of kind folks. So if you're new to the channel and watching this live or on replay, please subscribe if you dig what we're talking about. If you don't dig it, I get it. You know, I never say, you know, I never force anybody to watch our content. So, hey, salut, BV, Ninja. Good to see ya.
Hello, Mitch Herman. And again,
leave a thumbs up too. They're free.
Yep. Thumbs up are also good. Again, if you don't have someone as a sub, don't recognize a name, sub them up.
Exactly. Paul Lou says, I didn't jump, but I'm here now too. Awesome. Well, welcome, Paul. Oh, and I forgot with BV. You're here and awake. I noticed the cups of coffee emojis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Good. I don't know if you know, BV's based out of Switzerland, so.
Yeah, I remember that from before.
Yeah.
If I get enough people around enough times, I usually start to remember them. I'm really bad with...
Very active in the Facebook group. Very active.
Yes, that as well. He has posted
which is awesome.
Amazing stuff.
Lando says all the thumbs downs can take their thumbs and stick them somewhere. Well, you know, that is a select group of people. Yeah. We know who you are. The channel's not big enough for us to not know who you are. So thanks, gang. Shauna Marie sings. She says, thanks for subbing to me. You rock. Yeah, I was checking out some of Shauna's stuff on my lunch break today. We were fairly busy, so I had a condensed lunch and sitting eating my Chicken McNugget Happy Meal, which I usually have for lunch. Yeah. They're cheap, and I don't get very hungry during the day, so nice snack.
As long as you don't buy the Burger King nuggets. Those are gross.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, well, unfortunately for me, like two of my least favorite fast food joints are McDonald's and Tim Hortons, and they're the only fast food that's on our end of town, and there's no physical way to go and get food and be back within your half-hour period otherwise. So it's like, I guess I'll get a Happy Meal, and then I give my nieces the toys anyhow. So
no, that's not too bad.
Yeah, and they're still young enough where they're like,
also keep them to have on the show if they make noises.
Yeah, that's true.
I know I've annoyed some people with
well,
the Shrek thing.
Nice. Let's see. Well, I never did properly thank you for coming on. Because, Johnny Bean, Dave Nesdahl, Jay Hannon, you got to have one. And they only have it for one reason.
Yeah.
Man, I hear that pitch. It's like you'll go into a certain store and they'll have a door chime of the same pitch, and I'm just like, Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trained. Bumblebest, you got the notification. Please tell me you got it. Bumble was saying he hadn't been getting notifications. He only just
yes, he said. Yes, he did get the notification.
Hey.
Nice.
Excellent. Good to see. Yeah, he commented on the Larry Mitchell video, which, for those who didn't catch it, we had Larry Mitchell on Monday night. I don't know. Were you in the chat for that, Terry?
No, I actually fell asleep, unfortunately.
Dude. Yeah, it was awesome.
I caught some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah. If you notice I have a glazed look in my eyes at times, it's because I was looking at that Grammy over his shoulder. You're like, it's a flipping Grammy. It's like right there. So yeah, it was awesome stuff. We talked gear, we talked about gigs, musical stuff, all kinds of stuff. You know how it is with this channel. We just go with the flow, general talk, and just see where the natural course of events takes us, which is the best way to do it. And by the way, folks, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We got 40 people watching. That's awesome.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Sorry, Mayhem, no. Since it's Thursday, he goes, he thought the glazed look in my eyes was due to the recent laws that got changed.
Oh. Yeah.
Soda Pop asks, where's my sis tonight? I don't know. Wait, she had to work late tonight, I think. Seems to me. That's one of the reasons I couldn't get out to Brighton to do the show with Rich, because I didn't have access to a vehicle, because I haven't got my vehicle fixed yet, unfortunately. Oh, hey, geez. We got Guitar Girl KB. She says, still juggling bath time, bedtime, but I'm listening. Well, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Adam EVH is in the house. He says, hey, hello, Ben, Terry, and everyone. Hello, Speaking Adam. Of which, I want to give Adam and JJ's in the chat as well. Excuse me. I had a nice chat with Adam last night. Geez, I think we spoke for 3 hours. It was crazy. And so they have a new show they're doing together. It's going to be a pre-recorded podcast. It's in pre-production right now, but it is coming out soon. And he wanted to just, for me, if I could, just give an update, because I announced it a few weeks ago, and they just had the channel created. That was it. And they didn't have an exact time frame. And we want people like, hey, I subscribe to this channel. What's going on? So yes, they are working on some stuff. It is called the Strung Out Podcast. So if you do a search for that, check it out. And wow, we have more people jumping in. We got David Ennis in the house. Good to see you. We have Mitch Heyman. We have Michael Bishop. Good to see you. We have Julian Patrick Bronte Glenn.
No, we did.
He's been subscribed for a month or so now, I think. I don't know. I was looking at my subscribers yesterday. Yeah. Since I've had a few transient ones, as they say. You know, some come, some go. And it's been kind of equal. And let's see here. Okay, everyone's saying hey to each other. So that's what I love about the community, eh? You're more than welcome, Adam. He's like, right on. Thanks, Ben, JJ, and I appreciate your support. You got it. You know, you guys have been around since day one. You know, Jeff Harper, hello. Yeah. Did I say hi to Paul Lou? I meant to say hi to Paul Lou if I hadn't already.
Yeah.
There you go. You just got a bunch of shout outs, Paul Lou. Guitar Pit. He says, transient subscriber, sounds suspicious. Dude, I've been watching live streams consistently, I'd say, for a year now. And it's amazing. It's like every 3 months, you see a good, I'd say, 25% changeover every 3 months, Terry, as active chatters. You know, it's like, it always seems like they say 25, 30 people chatting, and about 5 change every couple of months. New names, people, you know, because, you know, things happen. Life happens. Hey, Todd Flowers.
Yeah, people draw interest to a channel. They think that they might like it, and then
maybe it's not for them.
Some videos pop up, and it's like, okay, no, I really don't like the channel, and so they leave. But I just wanted to quickly say as well, Shauna Marie sings. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have actually checked out her channel, and she does have an amazing voice and is very talented. So everyone should go and check her out. I agree.
Mitch Heyman says, I'm pretty sure you were the first one I started to watch live. That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Thank you. Let's see here. You know what we should do? We're a good 10 minutes on the show, and I always forget. Might want to mention the channel or the show sponsors. So I'm going to mention Ardens Music, which is available online at ardensmusic.ca with physical locations in Trenton, Belleville, and Kingston, Ontario, carrying brands as Fender, Epiphone, Gretsch, LTD, Jackson, Takamine, Seagull, Ibanez, and possibly others. They also have PV amps. I believe they have Orange amps. They got Fender amps. They got Outlaw pedals. They've got Electro Harmonics. They've got all kinds of cool stuff. Check them out. We appreciate it. And I also want to mention Reno Fin Guitars out of Victoria, BC. renofin.ca. Handmade, custom-built guitars, built to order, or they do have some off-the-rack models, including the Ben Coombs Signature Telecaster, which you can see most of it. So there we go.
And you won't find those in Guitar Center.
You will not find them in Guitar Center, no. However, you may find them in certain stores in 2019. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. We're trying a lot of work, dude. That's a lot of work, right? Well, you know how it is.
Hopefully no stores that have L and M in the name.
No. Honestly, we couldn't because the commitment of 50 plus stores, right? He's a one-man operation. However, he could supply a smaller chain of stores, perhaps.
Yeah. Now, somebody was asking in the comments what the double neck behind you was, and I didn't even notice until they mentioned it, and I was like,
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah. That is my double neck ES 1275, badged as a Gibson, but truly a Fibson.
Oh, really? Wow, nice.
I picked that up, even though, you know, you're not supposed to sell them. Buddy needed some cash. He's one of my best friends, so, hey, he's not going to report me. I'm not going to report him, you know, type thing. Same guy I got my other Fibson, which I realize is not behind me anymore. Same guy. And yeah, it's more or less a wall hanger right now. Put it this way, the metal they use in the hardware is so cheap that the tailpiece on the 12 string is curved. Yeah, actually, I'll get it and show it. It's comical. Oh God, doesn't weigh any less than a real one. So we'll show the 6-string one first. There's your reference of a tailpiece, folks. And look at that.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
You sure it's warped, or are you sure that the person
Oh, no, yeah,
didn't bend it?
No, it's more or less, it happened, ironically enough, in one night. He was playing it, he put it down, noticed it the next morning, totally bent.
Wow.
There we go. So, yeah, maybe one day I'll get it up and running. Hey, Ryan. It's called a Chinesium. Yeah, I believe that is the metal alloy, is Chinesium. When I see a double neck guitar like that, I think of welcome. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think it clocks in around 18 pounds soda pop. So yeah. Yeah, I'd seen that comment earlier and I forgot who had mentioned it. So I was thinking about reaching forward to scroll up, but then Terry's on it. So awesome.
Well, now, since I got two screens, I can kind of look back and forth.
Sure.
So I'm trying to pick up on some things you might not have gotten or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure. BV was talking to a friend. Yes, I know what you're going to say earlier tonight, who is doing a private gig tomorrow night, and the fee is 50 grand. Wow. That's impressive. That is, yeah. Yeah, I'm not, yeah, you know what I was going to say, yeah. Because you know everybody, BV. BV knows all. And I love it. BV's the real Wizard of Oz, I think. Oh, yeah. Awesome. That's pretty much the whole group right there. 8 thumbs downs. If you know a group of 8 people that like to hang out together, folks, you can read between the lines. That's what I'm saying. Bunch of kids. Whatever. Anyways, so back to the show. Okay, cool. A bit of a backbreaker, though. Yeah. Very much soda pop. Very much. Oh, you're more than welcome, Mayhem. I think I've been subbed to you for a while. No. I'm not even sure who he's talking. Okay, Kaylin.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
See you later, Guitar Girl.
Yep. Enjoy your Eve. So yeah, piece of news happened this week. I believe it was, I think you had sent me a link and I had already seen it on Tuesday. Fender mentioning how they want to celebrate, which they kind of messed it up, celebrate 50 years of Led Zeppelin, which should have come out this year, but it's not actually coming out till 2019. But I guess by announcing it in 2018, you catch the 50th anniversary.
Yep.
Fender is going to be doing not one, but 2 versions of Jimmy Page's Telecaster. We are going to have a production run. We are also going to have the custom shop run. And the custom shop run will be 2 different versions, 50 units apiece of the Tele. The first incarnation that he's doing is the one with the, I believe, 8 mirrors on it. And then the second iteration, after he removed the mirrors and painted the dragon on. So you have your choice. The mirrors would be a little more very late Yardbirds, early Zepp, and then full-blown Zepp after that. So that's awesome. Very iconic guitar. Excuse me, man, I got the beer burps. See, that's truly a Canucks with Guitars. I got beer burps.
I was going to say, yeah, when I heard that it was originally going to be 2 models, and then I was like, okay, and then all of a sudden they said, okay, no, it's actually 2 models, limited run, and then they were going to actually run those same models in the mainstream Made in Mexico line. I was like, well, that's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm digging it. Hey, Tanaka in the house. Aloha.
Aloha.
Marks those images. I'm not sure if I said hi earlier.
Yeah,
good to see you.
I was going to say that as well.
Hope you're both well. Missed half again. You didn't miss half. We actually started late. We're probably about, 15, maybe 20 minutes in. But you got lots of stuff to catch up on. Yeah. So.
Lots of things going on.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't really seen much else in the way of gear news because I get it. You know, like let's be honest, nothing's going to get. You might see some NAMM teasers in about 3 weeks. You know, right at the end of November into December.
Yeah,
but,
November, December, everything's going to start rolling in to kind of get everyone all excited for NAMM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's all.
I mean, the only other real musical news I can think of is, of course, the Gibson CEO thing.
Right. Right.
And,
yeah, I covered it a bit last week. I think it was announced like Wednesday or Thursday of last week.
It's carried on like the last 5 days over various media.
Which is great.
Yeah.
BV says the George Harrison Telly was around 10 grand. Yeah, I played the production version of that. And that's how I knew when Ardens was doing well in the online world, Terry. Because, you know, when you're small town mom and pop and they ordered one of those Harrison Tellys, which I think even the production one was like 2,500 range, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Or north of that even. And I went, dude, you know, you're going to be sitting on that elephant for ages. And he only had it for like a week, maybe 2. It was crazy. It was sold and it went to like a guy in Chicago or something like that. So,
yeah.
Hey, Brian Fingerless Guitar. Welcome. I think I saw you over on Johnny's channel the other night.
Yep. He's been on a few channels. He subbed to me and
cool.
And everyone should go check him out because he's amazing for what limitation he has in his fingering hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like I said, when I went to his channel and I watched him play, the one thing I was just like, wow, it put me in the same awe as like what Jeff Healey used to when he was alive.
Yeah. Mayhem says, have you seen any of the Lost in Vegas reaction videos? 2 rap guys dive into the metal. It's great. It really shows how music is transcending. I think I've seen a couple of those in a while back. I'll be honest, I've fallen behind on YouTube quite a bit. I've been really busy the last couple of weeks. So ironically enough, you know, the work hours go down on the day job, but you fill that time tenfold, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like when you have that, that's kind of the good and the bad thing with the YouTube. When you don't have the 1,000 mark, you can't really get the income. But, you know, especially if you can push over the 1,000 mark and get the income rolling in, that's when if you do happen to get reduced hours in work or lose a job, you can put all that time and effort into videos, and each time you put a video up, you're forcing YouTube to give you more funds.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, it's like you're not going to get rich off YouTube, but it helps. Like, let's be honest, every dollar helps, folks.
Yeah, I mean, there's been several videos already published by people, you know, some fairly popular ones that are in guitar circles of the guitar community. And it's like they said, if they had to actually try to live on that money, they wouldn't be able to.
I wish, BB. This is going to come free with a bow and dragon pants. I wish.
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool for a custom shop edition.
Yeah.
If they did.
Yeah, at least, or include a bow in the case as part of the case candy or something, right?
Yeah.
But then again, I guess with the price point, it doesn't really matter. But I remember because I was always into Paige's bow playing. And, you know, have you priced out a violin bow? They're like $80.
Yeah. Last time
and then you got to buy the rosin. Otherwise, you'll shred it in a matter of seconds. And the rosin's another $20-$30. And it's like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not in that place in life where I can drop $100 on a lark. You know, because really, you're going to play with it a bit, and it's going to just sit there on the wall.
The only way you'd probably be able to get a bow is if you actually traded something for a violin.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be one easy way to do it. Oh, I got a crappy effect. Oh, you got a violin? Does it come with a bow?
Well, we always joke because, you know, like when you play a gig, there's usually 1 or 2 guitar players in the crowd. And we had talked about like before I started playing live slide on stage, we're gonna have like all these accessories, like a violin bow, a slide, a hose up the mic stand, looking like a talk box, and then you don't even. Not only do you not use any of that stuff, you don't even acknowledge it the entire night. You know, it's sort of like bring 10 guitars set up on stage as your back line, and you only use one all night. Poo Ninja's headed out. See you, buddy.
Yep. Soda Pop was asking me if I have any deals or trades in the works.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
I am waiting to hear back about one deal involving my Schecter.
Was that the one you told me about yesterday?
Not the 7-string.
Right.
This was another one for a cheaper value of some cash. And so far I haven't heard back from the guy, but the guy I think goes to school down around Markham.
Okay.
Or not Markham, Kitchener-Waterloo.
Okay.
So I think he's gone for like 2-3 weeks.
Right.
So he was saying if the guitar is still available to give him a shout. So we'll see how that goes.
I maybe headed up there at the end of the month. My cousin's birthday is, I believe, November 30th. And for those who don't know, usually, like, my birthday's in May, and I'm usually in North Carolina for the NASCAR races for my birthday. And he's my partner in crime. So, of course, he does the guilt trip thing. He's like, hey, cuz, since I spent 6 of your last 8 birthdays with you, maybe you should come up and spend my birthday with me. And I'm like, really? And then he throws in the kicker. I don't know how many people are familiar with the game Cornhole, which is a beanbag, like a bag toss game, right? Well, my cousin is heavily involved. He plays in tournaments. He's actually played for Team Canada. So all he put was moonshine, cornhole, and a live band. And my reply was, I'm there.
That just sounds like a wrong night in Canada. Especially how the moonshine would make you look during watching the band. People around you.
Is he dancing? No, he's just swaying.
Boy, you're pretty. Thanks.
Well, it's like during Rich's bachelor party, he's got a miniature cornhole game. And so Rich and I were the only 2 people that knew how to play it or even heard of it, right? So like, so how do you do it? Right? And so I haven't played in a year or 2. So I was like, look, and I'm used to the 20, I think it's like 25 feet. The boards are away, but these boards are half the size. We have them about 10 feet apart. So I'm like, well, you take these bags, boom, and of course, boom, right in the hole. And you throw it in the hole. And then you take another one, boom. And I did like 2 out of the 4, and the other 2 were on the board. So then I'm like, yeah, you get 1 point for being on the board, 3 points for going through the... And they're just like, well, we're not playing you. You didn't even miss the board. And I'm like, sorry, guys. I got 2 beers into me, and that's my perfect cornhole playing. You know,
oh, my God.
Just enough liquid courage to relax a bit. Canucks and cornhole. Adam likes it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so funny. I've said that before about how you called it liquid courage, and it really is. When people do get the right amount of alcohol in them, the gums start flapping with things that normally would be held back.
I hear you. Yeah, cornhole. But yeah, don't say it in jail. Yeah, you play it at tailgating parties. Yeah, Brian knows. Yeah, it's huge in the U.S. Well, that's where I learned how to play it, right? Sitting around in NASCAR infield, one night, and somebody pulled out the boards, and I'm like, what's this? And they're like, hey, check it out. And yeah, it's great drinking game, that's for sure.
Not to be confused with the Beavis and Butthead character.
Yeah. I am the great Cornholio. I need tea for my bunghole. My bungholio.
Michael B says he plays the game. Awesome stuff. Yeah, it's fun stuff. So yeah, if you guys have for any questions, my God.
All right, Ben is officially cut off.
Yeah, I've had half a beer. We're halfway through the show. Apparently, I'm only having one tonight. It was a long day at work. my brain is mush. I was like, I can't adult anymore. Yeah.
If you have any questions,
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Jeff Ripperlinger was mentioning he had snow in Denver 2 days ago. We had snow Saturday and it was gone by Monday. I think we got up to a couple inches. I figured it must have come across Lake Ontario, but it missed, say, like the GTA, because Adam didn't get any in Niagara Falls. And then it kind of went diagonal because you missed it, but Lando got it. So,
yeah, that's what I thought was strange, because usually when like your end of Ontario gets snow, it usually is on our end as well too. So that's
exactly strange. Yeah, because it usually heads north, like over Lake Erie, as opposed to over Lake Ontario.
Yeah, and
Mitch says he had 2 long days at work. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. No, the beer's not spiked, Shauna. Yeah, I'm not drinking any loaded Coronas tonight.
Oh, God. That is one beer I am not a fan of.
Yes, Brian. Labatt's Blue.
It's a Labatt's Blue, eh? You'll find
Mayhem says bring on the snow. Okay, Mayhem. If we bring on the snow, that means you have to put the Camaro away. What do you want? Snow, Camaro. Snow, Camaro.
Usually that's the type of response from a Canadian who owns a snowmobile.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to go sledding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know winter is, or fall is turned into winter, when it goes from being woken up by chainsaws to being woken up by snowmobiles. Oh, it's already put away, Mayhem says. All right. Question for Terry. What is the third G? Games, guitars.
Oh, I decided to make it. It's guitars referencing bass, regular guitar, whatever else. Gaming, of course, yes. And I just put G as general stuff because it's really what it is. I just, post random stuff on my channel, such as like my last few videos, just putting like, some general information up on things, discussing stuff. So that might be of interest or helpful to people.
BV says to us, may have an interesting post tomorrow or Saturday for the Facebook group. Awesome.
Nice.
Mitch says, G for gadgets.
Yes. Go Gadget Arm. That old show.
Yeah. Paul Lou says, no snow in the Canadian Peninsula, aka Florida. Yeah, that kind of becomes the unofficial 11th province from about Boxing Day through Easter, when all the snowbirds go down. Although I don't know per capita is how many people still do that. Like I remember my grandparents, like my grandfather had a condo in Dunedin, Florida, and he would go down, like he'd spend Christmas with us, and it was like Boxing Day or the 27th. He would head back, and then he would come back for the 1st of April usually. So, yeah. But I don't know how many people, because let's be honest, I don't think a lot of people have enough disposable income to have a condo in Florida, as well as a home here.
Especially nowadays with how bad the Canadian to American dollar exchange rate is.
Yeah. Like when he bought his condo in, I think, the mid-70s, not only was it on par, but at times our dollar was actually valued higher than the US dollar.
Yeah.
And it was one of those deals. He waited, and then it's like, okay, boom, because it was like 95 cents to the dollar bonus for us, and it just worked out well. And Todd Flower says, that's so true, Paul. Half my neighbors down here are Canucks. Nice.
Absolute Mayhem has asked me, did you get Red Dead Redemption 2 yet? No, I did not. I am definitely I would be waiting for a PC version of that. Though my one streamer I know, Derek got with AMD and his own independent Twitch channel, he did actually stream the game last night over from his PS4, and it looked amazing. Like, it was crazy, the realism.
Cool.
As for why I actually, my funds this month got tied up into my winter project that I'm waiting on a few things for it for.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be something soon to be maybe revealed on my channel.
Cool. Mitch Heyman asks, are you Canadians familiar with the show Schitt's Creek? Why, yes, because it's a Canadian show. That show is actually on the CBC, for those who outside of Canada, is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which is a government-owned channel. Why? Because we're a social republic. We are not a democracy. So we do have some socialistic leanings where we do have a lot of government-owned agencies and such. Yeah, that's actually a Canadian show that, yeah, it's on, I believe, Netflix as well.
Yeah, I've watched a few episodes of it. And
yeah, everybody but Chris Elliott is Canadian on it. Eugene Levy, and Eugene Levy's son plays the son, who I believe is doing another show as well. Yeah, he's doing another show on CBC as well, like some kind of a reality show, I think, or something. Like, he's either a host or a judge. I've been seeing some commercials about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I must say the only kind of Canadian show that I know might have probably some popularity because it's been down the States for the last 4 or 5 years now is Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, more than 4 or 5, buddy.
Yeah, it might be longer than that.
The first year I was down there, 2011, I got, y'all ever heard of the Trailer Park Boys? Yep. How close is that to real? I said, it's pretty damn close. Because I was working on the base at the time, and one of the privates that worked under me, he was from the town. And literally, that trailer park is at the edge of town. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, y'all got rednecks in Canada, just like we got down here. And I'm just like, yep, exactly. I'm like, yeah, there's rednecks everywhere, folks. Shauna Marie asks, oh, Johnny Bean popped in. All right. I have the chat paused for me because I didn't want to miss Shauna's question. She says, do you know if any big names in terms of celebrity guitarists ever attend NAMM? And if so, do you know of any going this year, i.e. Eddie Van Halen be there? Yes, a lot of big name guitarists. In fact, pretty much I would say most guitarists that have a signature model that they're promoting, you know, not so much say like the Jimmy Page guitar we talked about earlier. I wouldn't expect Jimmy Page to do an appearance at the booth, but say like Richie Kotzen has a signature model. So Richie Kotzen would say be there either doing a demo playing or an autograph session. There's a ton. Yeah, there's a ton of guitar players there for sure. Tons, including Eddie. Even though much to the chagrin of NAMM, he likes to show up, I guess, on Saturdays, which is the busiest day, and they'd really prefer it if he showed up on a Thursday or a Friday. But yeah, oh yeah, all kinds. Even at some of the events I was at, like when I was at Cosmo Music Fest, which is, I would say, judging by what I've seen, 100th the size, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm being conservative, but they also had the live concert going on outside. But I met George Lynch there. I met Doug Aldridge as well. Those are the two that I met off the top of my head. And then I also saw, because they were doing autograph sessions like 5 feet away from me, Richie Kotzen, Biff Naked, Kim Mitchell, and members of his band. Oh, geez. April Wine was there as well. I think that's everyone I saw there. Yeah, I think off the top of my head. Todd Flower says, Greg Koch has one from Reverend Guitars. What did I miss? One what? He's got a show, I know, with Greg. Or Ken and Greg. Ken Haas and Greg do the show from Reverend.
Soda Pop. Ben, can you get me an autograph from EVH?
I can try. That's all I could say. I could try. Can you make this out to Soda Pop? I'd rather not.
Or even better, probably be like, don't you mean Coca-Cola?
If you want to see, Shauna, if you want to see the ultimate Eddie Van Halen NAMM moment, as she says, you know, come face to face, go on the Tone King's channel. When the Tone King is there noodling on an EVH guitar in the booth, and Eddie comes up and goes, like, pretty good playing, bro, or something to that effect. How he didn't drop, you know, from a heart attack, you know, like I would, or weak kneed or whatever you want, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
When the man himself comes up to you and, you know, cool playing, bro. Oh, signature guitar. Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that would be, I kind of figured they would be doing something together because, you know, he's been doing the show with Ken, like I say, from Reverend. You know, he's got his pickups and stuff through Fishman, and he's got his amp through, which they prefer, or they pronounce it Koch, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how people pronounce that, and even how he kind of
Mitch has headed out. See you, Mitch.
On it. Yeah, later, Mitch. As he goes, Gregory Koch.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you call it? The Greg. Well, we had a 50-50 chance of naming the guitar.
Yeah. So yeah, as well, when I am on here, I can offer a little bit other aspect to folks that are watching in regards to PC techie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, keep that in mind if I'm ever on here again with Ben. And if you have some questions or want some suggestions or help with computer stuff in regards to
yeah,
YouTube
like,
or otherwise.
Yeah, like we're definitely a guitar show and it's a guitar channel, but hey, you know, we do delve into other stuff. You know, like last week we had a fair amount of camera talk and stuff because I know a lot of folks in the chat. Hey, Shane, see, all I have to do is mention camera talk and there's Shane.
Or
I gotta
computer talk. I mentioned it too, and Shane pops up.
Yeah, I had to drop out of Shane's live stream last night. After a little bit, I got a phone call, which ended up being a long call. So sorry, Shane, but I'm going to check the rest on replay. Actually, I checked out on his channel today, Harley Benton, their single cut review, which was really cool. And when I put it on, and the first thing I hear is Dr. Rick playing Van Halen. I could not comment. I'm like, wait a minute, Dr. Rick's playing Van Halen. Dr. Rick is playing Van Halen on a Les Paul style guitar. I'm like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll talk about computer stuff, camera stuff, whatever, you know, like there's a reason my channel is listed not as a music channel, but as people and blogs, because the channel is my name. We happen to do the Canucks with Guitar show on it. We happen to talk a lot about guitars. Why? Because my life revolves around these silly things. So
these things that are wooden, string, and metal.
Yeah. Hey, Janice. Good to see you.
Absolute mayhem. I have absolutely no clue in regards to that. ID 10T error code. That sounds more like a code for a car sensor.
It does, doesn't it?
Your check engine light is on. There you go. There's your answer.
There we go. Sure, Soda Pop. You can have my autograph. Whatever I autograph, though, will be devalued considerably by having my name on it.
Welcome, Jamal.
Jamal.
You must pick up the luggage at Terminal 3, Jamal.
Ben, what's your least favorite pedal and why? Well, that's a good question. My least favorite pedal. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I've played some cheap pedals I wasn't impressed with, or I could get a lot of hate by saying a very popular pedal that's not my style, but I don't hate it. I could never really use a tube screamer. They just, you know, the mid hump, I already have a mid hump on my tone, so it just made my tone annoying to a lot of people.
That would make it like crazy then.
Yeah. Well, if you've seen any of the live clips of the band, yeah, the Metal Zone, yeah, that was not very useful. I couldn't get a sound out of it either, even when I played in a very heavy band. I don't know.
I was going to say, it reminds me of Ryan Bruce's very recent video. The good old Sound Tank Ibanez Tube Screamer. He picked one up used. the door fell off of it. Put the door
I'm going to
back
go
on.
for a lot of boutique fuzzes that cost a lot of money. They sound like a dying battery, and regardless of what note you hit, it sounds almost the same. You know what I mean? Like, you can't play a chord. It's just, and I was like, well, now it sounds like an alarm clock.
Yeah, myself, I am a fuzz fan, so I definitely see what you mean by that. Because, I mean, Shane as well isn't a big fan of that. I know when Shane sent me the Joyo Octafuzz thing, like Shane said, when he tried to review it and tried to...
That was, was it the Voodoo?
Yeah.
Something? Yeah, Richie had one for them for a couple of weeks, I think. He had it. Now, Richie's gone through a ton of gear this year. You know, it's always like, it seems like every other week. New gear, Richie. While you're grabbing that, Brian Cote says, send his MXR carbon copy in today. Quit on him last week. Sweetwater's replacing it, no questions asked. Awesome. Johnny Bean says he didn't mind the metal zone until he got a 5150 pedal. I can see that.
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Yep, that's the pedal.
Yeah,
it's not too shabby. You know, Richie got a decent tone out of it.
Yeah.
He used it live. He did a couple of gigs with that thing back in, I want to say, August, when we had a series of gigs.
Well, there was a couple of videos on this pedal where you could actually modify it and it would actually correct the issue it had or improve the sound of it. But it was like I said, this one's fairly recent. And in the video I did of this, it made me wonder if they had actually corrected the issue, because all it was taking one transistor or something and just basically undoing it, flipping it around and putting it back into place. Something as simple as that. And these things are so cheap. Like, if you're looking to try to get a fuzz with octave effect, this is a joke because it's like $30-40 Canadian.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas you look at something like you would get with this that I won back in 2013 from El Rey FX, their Lucha Fuzz.
I like the looks of it. I love the artwork.
Yeah. This retails for around $125 to $150 US.
Okay.
And it's very much in the style of like the Big Muffs. I've done a video demo of this way back on my channel, and I think I used it a few other times.
Cool. BV mentions the Rat pedal, not referring to anyone here, of course.
Or any other places.
The Rat pedal, I dig. I've got a Rat right there. I bought off Richie. Again, part of his gear clearance. Actually, a few of these I got through Rich just this year. Honestly, you slam a Rat into the front end of a Marshall, it's Mick Mars. If you want that Mick Mars tone. Now, a lot of people don't like Mick Mars's tone. I personally, I've always it's kind of jagged and razory. I kind of dig it. I've always dug his tone for some reason. It's unique. You know it's Mick Mars right away. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, I know where the last one came from. What's that? Sorry?
In case Old Man Dan hadn't been said hello to, I was saying hello to him.
Hey, Old Man Dan. Hey, we got Brett Green in the house. You're like, Terry, who's Brett? Brett and I worked together at the Stinky Canuck, and actually, he was cool enough to give me a ride home. And he says the Korg Miku. Useless pedal, but I love it. Yes, and welcome, Old Man Dan. Let's see here. I saw another one. Oh, where was it? What did I miss?
While you're doing that, I'd just
More
like to
loving the
say,
fuzz. Hey, Gussie Wells. I don't think we said hi to him earlier.
again, I'd like to thank everyone for showing up tonight, and as well, thank you everyone for subbing up to each other. I mean, that's what it truly means to be community.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Awesome. 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 Yeah, okay. Whatever it was, I missed it. So, anyways. Old Man Dan, dude, bang for the buck. That Joyo pedal is pretty darn cool. It is pretty cool. I thought it was decent, and I have a hard time dialing in a fuzz. I don't know if that pedal ever made it onto my board, but I'll play through Rich's board once a month, I'll say. You know, whether before we go live on a Thursday, or we'll take a break during band practice. I'll fire up one of his amps because we practice through headphones, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I want to check this out." And he's like, "Okay, can you put my pedal, settings back to where they were when you're done?" Yes. I was like, "Why?" He goes, "You have a tendency to like play through my rig, adjust everything, and not change a thing back." It's like, "Yeah, I do. I'm sorry." But he'll pull pedals off my board too, right? Because I keep a lot of gear at his place. And all of a sudden I'll be like, why is this sounding? Oh, Richie borrowed it and put it on his board for a few days.
I was just going to say thank you again to Brian for thanking us. Hello, ZipFix.
You're more than welcome. ZipFix, good to see you. I see you got a new shop space going. Got to run. Time to tuck in the chooks or the chicks. Later, everyone. See you, Johnny. We will see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for the Johnny Bean Show. Yep. Too young to fall in love. Exactly. 9 fathoms. Exactly. And Sean Zimmerman's in the house. Always a pleasure, Sean. I'm guessing you're feeling better today than yesterday. So Sean had dialysis yesterday, so that usually wipes him out pretty good.
Yeah, sorry I didn't say hi to Sean. And yes, sorry to hear about the not feeling well after dialysis. Again, that's actually how my mom feels today. They took a little bit off of her more than normal. And it makes you feel like
that's cool, Shauna. Janice says, I haven't done music in a while, so I'm going to do some now. Awesome, Janice.
Nice.
You know what? It's like when someone has to bail out of a chat or something, that's the best reason. As far as I'm concerned. I don't know if you get, you hear us talking gear, you get the itch to make some music of your own. Not saying that we're any great thing, but that's awesome. Inspire. Let's see here. Everyone's saying later to Johnny. Brian says, great stream tonight, gentlemen. Thank you very much, Brian. I will have to check out your channel a little later. I subbed to you the other night. We will get on that, buddy. Yeah, it's nice that you made it over here. Yeah, because I saw you first over on Johnny's channel. Okay, thanks, Terry. And yeah, it's awesome that you made it on over. So one thing I did want to mention is we were discussing NAMM earlier. I still haven't got my damn plane tickets booked because I'm short on the funds quite, but I'm not begging in any way. But if you do want to contribute, we do have some links down below for the GoFundMe account or the PayPal account. If you do want to support the channel in any way, I'm not twisting arms, but I appreciate every little bit. We will be, I'm hoping to take Richie along to NAMM as well. And the two of us are going to go live a bunch of times and make some cool videos.
Maybe you'll have to stuff them in a trunk or a box and send them like Canada Post or UPS down there.
That works. That works for me. What year is the 1275? Let's say it's about 10 years old and it is a fake. So I paid $50 for it.
Actually, Kenneth Boudreau has a really cool video on his Boudreau Custom Guitars channel.
No, you got to behave. You got to behave now. Quentin James is here.
Oh,
Hey, Quentin.
Sylvester!
And now there's a video going to be made. Awesome. There we got 49 people watching. That's awesome. Thank you, each and every one of you. Yeah, if you want to contribute to the channel. Also, I want to blow below that.
50 watching. Wow. Thank you.
Once you get down to that malarkey. Oh, no, 49. Somebody pressed the wrong button. Oh, wait, that's Ben. We don't want him. We want someone else. I wanted the video next to him.
Who's that strange person?
There's a whole bunch of links to some really cool channels. So if you're new to my channel and you're not familiar with the names down below, check them out. We've got JJ's House of Jams, I believe, down there still. I rotate them in and out. I think Terry's still listed down there. Johnny Bean, obviously. You know, if it wasn't for Johnny, I wouldn't have a channel. So thanks, Johnny. And yeah, a bunch of other cool stuff. A lot of like Shane from In the Blues, Steve from Boston, Tone King. Most of those guys you know, but hey, maybe you don't. Check them out. You know, these guys have been doing stuff for 10 years. They're awesome content. You're more than welcome, David Ennis. We always appreciate your support. I see David around on various channels here and there, and he's a great guy.
Yes, it's great when you can have nice people supporting you.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate it.
But of course, we are Canadians, so we have to appreciate nice people, eh?
Hey, thanks for the support, eh?
Hey, thanks for the beer, eh? It's great.
Well, thanks for jumping in and co-hosting tonight, eh? It's been a bit.
You're welcome, eh?
It's been a very pretty beauty show, I must say.
Yeah. It's gone about
Or
how
was
I
commented
expected.
on last week's show. You guys are the 2018 Wayne's World. You rock.
Whoa!
No, granted, that was the show with Richie and me, and we're broadcasting, from the Honey Badger HQ. And
yeah.
And I was like, and I've always been a huge Wayne's World fan, so I took it as a very good compliment. Plus, let's be honest, as a video creator, you're really keeping the bar low with Wayne's World in many ways, so you really don't have to work too hard.
Well, when you talk about Mike Myers, Wayne's World is seen as one of his upper things.
Yeah.
Now, if it was the Love Guru, now that would be saying a lot.
Yeah. Exactly. They finally made another movie about the Leafs. Oh my gosh, this is good.
And
Brian says,
Maple Leafs.
You got it, Brian. Yes. Can you name another movie about the Leafs, Terry? I know you're a Leafs fan.
Oh God, I can't offhand.
All right, I want to say 1971 or 72. The movie Face Off was centered around the Leafs.
I didn't realize that was around the Leafs.
Yep. Billy Duke, the main character, young hotshot player, falls in love with a hippie musician woman played by Trudy Young. How do I know these names? Because Billy Duke was played by my uncle, actually.
Really?
And, Jim McKinney did, and Jim McKinney did a lot of like the long angle skating stuff. It's all Jim McKinney subbing in for my uncle. But and it's a bunch of leads like George Armstrong's in the movie and a few others.
Wow.
So that my uncle. So Slapshot, but that's not a Leafs movie, Soda Pop, but it is a great Canadian movie.
The Goon.
See, I consider it a Canadian movie because it's just so Canadian in many ways, even though I know it's set in Pennsylvania.
Now it is
Queen movie comes out in California tomorrow. Yay, Shauna says. Yeah, that looks pretty epic.
Yeah, like I said, The Goon isn't necessarily a quote unquote Leafs movie, but Jay Bartholomew, I think, or however you pronounce his name, I think he does have a Leafs jersey on in it. But I so loved that movie. with those in it. And I mean, I'm also a big Leb Schreiber fan,
Okay.
but that is not necessarily because of his movies, which oddly enough,
His narration work, perhaps?
no, oddly enough, because I'm a fan of the Wolverine comic book character from Marvel, which is again another Canadian character.
Yeah.
In the Wolverine Origins movie, Leb Schreiber actually played the best, probably Sabretooth of the on-screen characters.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding out that there was a movie with Meg Ryan that Hugh Jackman did, which was about a character coming from the past into the current.
Okay.
And the scientist who did the jump back was Leb Schreiber.
Ah.
So it was like, I was like, no way. And it's like, wow. But he's done that. He was in that one movie with Angelina Jolie as one of the undercover Russians.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that movie. He's played in a lot of movie roles, and as well as the TV series.
Yeah, and a lot of people agreeing about Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Citizen Kane in the house.
The movie or the person?
It's movie talk with Ben and Terry. And Soda Pop said it out. See you, Soda Pop.
Yeah, later, Soda Pop.
Yeah, we'll be wrapping up shortly anyways. So I see we dropped down to 40 viewers, then 35, so that's cool. You know, we usually only go an hour anyways, but we had a bit of a late start, so we thought, hey, you know, we want to go a full hour. For those who watch on replay, you know, I don't want to shortchange them and stuff because for every view we get live, we usually get 1 or 2 on replay. And thank you, folks that watch on replay. Please leave a comment if you are watching on replay, because I'm curious to see who you cats are. I see these fine folks in the chat. I know, obviously, not everybody that's watching is in the chat, and that's cool too. You know, we have no problem with that. I'm just curious, you know, who it is who's watching me. Who are you? Why do you watch?
Stalking him.
I didn't say that. He said that. Well, I'm pointing at the webcam, so I'm really kind of pointing at myself. Okay, I'm pointing at Terry off screen. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Absolute Mayhem was Ray Donovan.
Oh yeah, that was a great show. That was a great show.
Yeah, like he's a really versatile actor.
I think I only watched the first 3 seasons of it, because I don't think it was available to watch on TV here, so I was getting copies of it from a possible nefarious sort, Pirate Bay. So, yeah. Yeah, the web domain started with an R. So, yeah.
To those curious,
and Landon says he's watching on replay from the future. I would expect nothing less from Lando 27 Music.
But Lando, we have to go back to the future.
Nice. Brian Fingers, Gibson, Epiphone?
Fibson,
no.
if he's referring to the 12-string double neck.
Yeah, it's a Fibson if you're referring to the double neck. I always watch the replays to see parts I missed, Sean Marie says. Yeah, I'll do that sometimes too. Like, I'll watch even my own replays just in case. And it's surprising, especially in the early days, how much I would miss in the chat, and I thought I was all over it. Yeah, I don't do that anymore, Gussie. I haven't done that in years. Like,
yeah, you know what? I'll touch on that a bit because of my own experience with it. I was fairly avid in that area for a long time, but I mean, I'll tell you what. The biggest things in regards to that is it's not so much necessarily the cracking down on it that the governments and countries have done, but it's also the fact that the content itself out there really isn't always the best. You know, some people would grab games.
right.
Well, Rockstar was very smart about that in what they did. They actually had a secret little, I guess, anti-hack put into place of, I think it was Painkiller. So what it would be is you would load in to the game, and you'd go and you'd start to go walking. Say you'd hit this set of stairs, and you just instantly drop endlessly through this like endless ground. So it's like, what? So then, you think, no, okay, well, I'll load up a different point or go to a different chapter. Exact same thing. And it was a backdoor in to basically prevent the cracking of it. So, I mean, that the companies got smarter. I think another thing too was the software developers as well got smarter in regards to making things cheaper. Also as well, the Steam application / Steam store, that also has made it a lot easier as well. I mean, when the games became cheap enough that it was just simply easier to buy the game.
Yeah.
It made it like almost impossible.
Exactly.
And
Shauna says we can just call her Shauna, but I do want to say probably people are tagging, using the @ and then it'll autofill your entire name. That way you'll be able to see it too. So
yes, that's happening. What happens in the side chat when you do that, when you put in your first couple letters, and it'll give you a suggestion list. Another thing that I have been noticing that YouTube has done itself in the response areas on the videos themselves, before it just used to automatically put somebody's name there. Now they're actually using @ the person's name. And what's sometimes happening is your cursor's going in front of the person's name. I've noticed. I've actually had to move the cursor to the other side and then do the response. So people that aren't aware of that, just making that known for folks.
BV, going back to Jimmy Page, put me down for the brown telly with the B bender, the one they are not going to make. You and me both. You and me both. That is on my list. I will one day own a B bender. Actually, I prefer to get a G bender, because I don't know any B bender licks, but I know a lot of G bender stuff. I do a lot of G bend. So that would be the one for me. I don't know about that Citizen Kane. They might be. I don't know. So we'll just say that. And yeah. So how are we doing on time? Okay. We'll probably call it now. So awesome stuff. Thank you, Terry. You have any parting words, sir?
No, thanks for everyone with the positive responses to me joining Ben. And again, I look forward to helping Ben in any future hangouts he has.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're a text away, right? That's what you told me. I'm a message away. If I'm around, I'm around. And, I'm kind of the same way. If somebody needs me, if I'm available to do it, I'm there. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's much better than Richie's usually parting words. I usually say to him, anything to add? Nope. Nope. Hey, China Guitar Skeptic. Mike, you must be having insomnia.
Hey, can actually call you Mike now. So, hey, Mike.
Yeah. Mike.
Oh, one more thing as well before I go. Again, I would like to thank everyone who actually watches videos and contributes positively to anyone who's around guitars on YouTube. It is much appreciated, and you deserve as much respect and honesty and karma and everything else that goes along with it. If it wasn't for you folks, we wouldn't exist, and we wouldn't also find out information ourselves that we might not know. So again, thank you very much, folks.
And my one last activity of the night, I wanted to give Mike a wrench. Mike has been super supportive. We became fast friends about a month ago, which reminds me, I got to email him. We're going to have Mike back on the channel very soon. And yeah, we'll check into that. So once again, thanks, Terry. Thank you, each and every one of you that tuned in live. Thank you, folks that are tuning in on replay. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you dig what we do. Ring that bell so you get notified whenever I put up some content. whether it's going live or what have you. Man, the chat's flying, so I can't click on China's name now. Every time, like, because my computer is so slow that it's going to move off the screen before I get a chance. Anyways, there. I think I did it. So, yes, it just came up and just said. So, Mike, if you type something, you should have be nice and bold blue. Check out Mike's channel down below as well, or click on the name and go to his channel. So, I want to thank you all for the kind words. Yeah, like if you're new, please subscribe, thumbs up, ring that bell. Check out the links down below. If you feel like contributing, thank you very much. Those who already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. I muchly appreciate it. We got merch down below with the Canucks with Guitar logo, which is probably superimposed right about there. We do have some design. I know I keep saying it. We have designs coming when I get a chance. I forget because I'm usually reversed on Thursday, so it'd be over here. But it's over here tonight. And yeah, and if you're watching on replay, you'll probably also get a video popping up right about here, about now. You might want to check that out. And that's assuming I remember to put them on. So, as always, folks, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things. Good things will happen to you. Karma is real. I know it. Terry knows it. Mike knows it. Shane knows it. BV knows it. Shauna knows it. JJ definitely knows it. I bet you Lando knows it too. Just randomly driving people into the chat. All right. Peace, folks. Rock on. Rock on. There we go.
See you.
See you, folks. Cheers.